So Australia is finally open to the world. Well, not exactly. Let me explain. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, as I've said before, most of Australia is actually open for international arrivals. But besides having that visa, what else should you know when coming here in Australia? Now, since the pandemic, a lot has changed with regards to international border restrictions. Here's what you need to know. Number one, you need to be fully vaccinated. Now, international travelers must at least have 2 dosages of vaccines approved by the TGA. So such vaccines are your Moderna, your Pfizer, and your Johnson & Johnson's. Now, take note though, with the current website that's up right now, with Johnson & Johnson, you're apparently only allowed even with just 1 vaccination. Now, having mixed variants of 2 different vaccines on your first and second doses doesn't actually make a difference. The only thing that you have to know is that as long as it's included in the list of approved vaccines by the TGA, then you're actually pretty good. So this includes your Pfizer, your Moderna, your AstraZeneca, and as well as Sinovac. So if you want to see all of the list of the approved vaccines by the TGA, link in the description below. Now, being said, even if we're fully vaccinated, we still need to show a proof of our vaccination, such as the International COVID-19 Vaccination Certificate. Now, if you don't have an ICVC, you can still provide a foreign vaccination certificate. That's actually pretty good with Australia as well. Now, take note, your certificate needs to show that you are fully vaccinated, or at least have the 2 recommended vaccinations by the TGA. Now, you can have a physical copy of your ICVC on paper, or you can just actually have a PDF form of it on your phone to show once you come here in Australia. Number 3. Now, if you can't have the vaccine due to medical circumstances, you at least need a proof of exemption from your local government health department. Now, you would need to show this proof of exemption on the airline staff and as well when you get here in Australia. So better make sure that you have a copy of it. You should also be aware that the government might not cover your quarantine. Henceforth, you might suffer an extra expense with coming here in Australia. Again, if you want to know a more detailed approach with regards to government and state restrictions, link is in the description below. Number 4, know your state's quarantine requirements. Now, if you're planning to travel to Australia and go from one state to another, know the rules of those states, because these rules actually differ from one state to another. So it's best to know and be updated with those states' rules and requirements. And lastly, remember when I told you earlier on that Australia is mostly open? Well, not exactly. You see, Western Australia is not due to open its borders up until the 3rd of March. So if you're planning to visit all of the states here in Australia, better make sure you either put Western Australia last, or you might want to wait for them to open first. Because what's happening here is because of, the pandemic, everything can change from a day or 2. So you never know. So you might want to make sure first that Western Australia is actually open before you even plan your state-to-state trip. And also, again, know the state's rules and regulations and follow and abide by them. Okay, again guys, so if you want to know more and a detailed view on the rules, the restrictions, the quarantines, and everything about coming here in Australia, links in the description down below, and let me know what you think. Oh, okay, so I almost forgot. Coming down here, you also still need to download the COVID state registration app. So their registration app actually differs from one state to another. So right now, if I can show you right here, I have actually 2 here. So I have here 2 states with COVID registration apps. You're going to need this in going into sensitive facilities such as healthcare facilities or childcare facilities of the sort. Oh, and also masks are still mandatory going indoors. So you're actually advised to wear a mask going indoors in malls and retail stores and such. But with regards to simply walking outside in the park, you're actually pretty much free. Anyways guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope these informations are very useful for you. If you want a more detailed information, again, links in the description below. I'll see you all on the next vid.